What do we have for Libra? The Fool, in reverse at the foundation of the reading, Libra. Libra, I feel that right now you're in this place in your life where you feel kind of stuck, and it may be something that you're putting too much thought into, but the universe is calling for you to work with all of your options here or to blend things together. So place that in your life as it resonates. But it's interesting we got this card because before the reading, I actually wrote something down. And what I wrote down was there's a kind of balancing act taking place in your life, this dance with duality. It's like you're tiptoeing between decisions. On one hand, you have a scale weighed by a feather, and on the other, a heart heavy with dreams. It's as if Venus, your ruling planet, is whispering, "What do you desire?" And Mars is beckoning, "What will you fight for?" But the universe is asking you not to choose, but to blend and create harmony anew. What would balance feel like if you let it move through you? Now, I'm not surprised to be picking up on this energy, Libra, because of all the retrogrades that we're dealing with right now. Now is the time to really reassess some of your personal and professional goals. It's the perfect time to put together some sort of strategic plan and also address any unresolved issues that may be creating energetic draggage inside your everyday waking life. This is one of these energies where you feel so overwhelmed with ideas and possibilities, maybe even responsibility, that you almost become frozen in time. It's an energy where you just kind of decide not to take action because you're so overwhelmed with the potential that is laid out before you. And one of the other messages that I got before the reading was that there's someone who ruled you out that is now sad of the potential that is beginning to be illuminated around your life. It's like this person didn't think you would ever make anything of yourself or become anything significant. But when they weren't looking, you began to align with your path and purpose. And it was all meant to go down like this. For some of you, I'm picking up on future energies, especially if it's in combination with the message that we already channeled through in regards to you being overwhelmed with decision. There's something monumental that I'm picking up here, Libra. But I feel like we're not quite over the threshold yet. We're crystallizing the vision of what is going to come to pass in your life. But first, we must make it over this hurdle that is placed before you at current. What do we have at the sacral, please? Too many cards. What do we have at the sacral, please? Unbelievable. Two of Swords at the crossroads. Could we have asked for a better card to follow everything we just said? The hurdle is the decision. The Two of Swords represents indecision, needing to make a decision. Some of you Libras out there have been in a cycle of non-action for so long that now that it showed up for you, you're almost becoming frozen with uncertainty, or it's like it doesn't feel real. I know this energy so well, Libra. When you're so used to things going a certain way, essentially not your way, and then they finally start to shift, and everything you have been praying for, hoping for, dreaming about is right there. You have access to it, but you're reluctant, not because you don't want it, but because it feels so foreign to you. This decision that you make here is going to be the beginning of a whole new chapter for you, a big one. This is one of these times in your life that you'll remember. You know, quite often I'll speak about how every decision we make in any given moment can align us with different possibilities. But this is one of those decisions that is not just a little bend in the road. This is a big one. This is a chapter marker, if you will. And I just heard the color of your life is going to look different. It's very interesting, but it does make sense to me. It's just very descriptive in that I feel your perception surrounding life is different. Colors just seem a little bit brighter to you. Of course, we're speaking metaphorically here, but it's as if there's this sort of renewed sense of self. A new kind of energy flows through you, something you've never experienced before. There also seems to be a dissolving of certain belief systems, behavioral patterns, maybe mindsets. Now, we all know how certain mindsets and behavioral patterns can bring a kind of dark energy, a dark cloud, if you will. So, of course, it can swing the other way as well. There's an increased sense of positivity that I'm beginning to tap into with you Libras, there's a renewed sense of possibility that you're being given access to here, Libra. But I feel the key to all of this is your faith. The divine, the universe really needs you to get up and take that first step, essentially step out on faith. You know, the Fool card represents stepping out on faith, but when we get it in reverse here, it's an energy that, well, represents a kind of reluctancy. There's a resistance here. But it also suggests that in order to engage with this new chapter of your life, this new timeline, so to speak, it's going to require you to take a risk. Although to me, it doesn't feel like a risk. It just feels like something that goes against what you know and believe to be true. Of course, you're being called to step outside your comfort zone. This is what this is all about. And this is when the biggest breakthroughs happen in our lives, Libra, is when we sacrifice that little safe space and we walk directly through the fear that may be keeping us from this new chapter in our everyday waking reality. What do we have at the solar plexus, please? Page of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy at the solar plexus. And of course, we get this card right at the solar plexus position because the Page of Swords can speak about an energy that is all talk, no action. Now, this reinforces what I said about you wanting something so bad, you praying for it, and then it shows up and you're kind of frozen in time. Okay, Libra, I just heard that the reason why you are reacting this way is because it may not show up in the capacity that you expected, or it may not look the way you thought it was going to look. But we all know the saying, we make plans and God laughs, right? But what I can tell you, Libra, based on my own experience, when I have gone through this, it always turns out to be better, much better. But this is bringing forward a certain kind of challenge that I don't think you were expecting. It's as if the divine has shown up with your blessing, so to speak, but there's a kind of obstacle course in front of it. Now, it's not literal. It's more an obstacle course of things that need to be released, things that don't serve you on the path moving forward towards this blessing. People, places, things, behavioral patterns, heavy on the mindsets here. This Page of Swords is coming out at the solar plexus, which is all connected to your self-confidence, your personal power, and your drive. It's as if the divine is trying to prepare you to be able to embrace this blessing. There's things that need to be sorted out, is what I heard. There's things that need to be organized. There's things that need to be accounted for, and there's things that need to be sacrificed. And I just heard the scales are shifting not to punish you and to choose peace, but not at the cost of truth. This is one of these energies, Libra, where you need to let all the old leaves fall and let your branches stretch toward the light. That really says it all. And though that's going to speak about different things in all of your lives, I think that one phrase just drives this message home, because you should all really understand the meaning behind that. These are the seasons of your lives. And as we know, what is dead must be removed and let go of to make way for what is wanting to grow and flourish in this new season. What do we have at the heart, please? Wow. Unbelievable. The Tower, Mars, Aries, Scorpio energy. These cards are following everything I'm saying, because the Tower is all about a destruction that is being brought to some sort of false securities in your life. Or, well, they're false securities now. They no longer serve your highest good. And it could be that this blessing has shown up and you have to make some sort of decisions. You weren't ready for this. But these sort of monumental changes and shifts that take place in our lives, Libra, we're not ever ready for. That's not a thing. You can't prepare for this kind of change. It comes when the universe says it's going to come, and you don't get a courtesy call. But that's all a part of it, because that is, in and of itself, what is the mechanics behind testing your faith. There you are on a worn-torn battlefield, and out of nowhere, the divine swoops down, reaches out their hand to you and says, Libra, come on, let's go. Let's get out of here. But you're surprised. You're engaged in life. That worn-torn battlefield is just representing everything you've had to go through spiritually to get here. You're guarded. There's some fear there. You're scared. But the divine is here and is asking you to just trust and have faith. And that channeling just came out of nowhere, but I really feel that that's going to resonate with a handful of you out there, that's going to really speak to somebody. Sometimes I'm guided to say things that I may not be able to make sense out of in the moment, but it's not always my job to. My job is just to say what I'm being guided to say to all of you, because it could make perfect sense to some of you out there. There's an energy here that is fearing, almost avoiding change. You're being pushed out of this kind of comfort zone, I feel. I also heard that you are not meant to be a part of the crowd. That's not you. You are the one that stands on the stage that the crowd is focused on. You are not just another face. Now I'm hearing something about the fractions of your mind, and that's a metaphorical phrase. It speaks about dividing your mental awareness into smaller pieces. Really speaks about a fragmented way of thinking. It's like different aspects of your consciousness or thought process are not fully integrated or aligned with each other. It's like your mind is not operating as a whole. Now, what I feel that we are touching on here, Libra, is this Two of Swords energy. It could be that fractions of the mind is the resulting outcome of not making this decision. It's as if you begin to feel less and less like yourself the more you stay at this kind of crossroads. Now, I'm feeling a tremendous amount of resistance here, Libra. I'm feeling this very thick, kind of stuck energy. Again, I just heard frozen with indecision. Now, for a lot of you, this is going to be directly connected to an opportunity that has been presented to you or is coming up. And it's something that you've wanted. It's something that, again, you've been trying to manifest into your life. But the capacity by which it is showing up has gotten you feeling kind of unsure. Right? But you have to understand that when there's something you're trying to manifest into your life, God knows the pathway to get to that. Sometimes you have to go down this winding road. Sometimes there's a little bit of a detour. God has a vantage point that we don't. God is the greatest map keeper that ever existed. This is why faith is a thing, for this exact reason. And it's unbelievable, Libra, how many people have blessings show up in a similar capacity like this and decide not to take that step forward because it doesn't look exactly the way they thought it would. I remember when this happened to me, and when the blessing presented itself to me in my life, I was like, what? I don't understand. I couldn't see the other side, but I eventually stepped out on faith. I hesitated there for a little while because I had fear. I had fear of the unknown. But now, having gone through that moment, it turned out so much better than I could have ever possibly imagined. Although, in saying that, I was getting visions of the possibility. And now I realize that it was God giving me those visions, just giving me these downloads of what things will look like. I just thought that there were kinds of daydreams. I didn't have the awareness at that time that I do now. But whatever the case here, Libra, there's something that's got to go. And I feel like it's you. From a situation, an environment, a mindset, a behavioral pattern. It's time to pack it up and move on. Because whatever this is here is no longer serving you on your path forward. You've reached the end of the line. And in order to progress forward any further, you must step up to the new level and begin making your way forward into the new chapter of your life. And then right on the bottom of the deck, we have the Chariot. So this Chariot, it's like you're getting in the Chariot. You're like, okay, fine, let's go, right? It's like you're ready to move forward now. What do we have at the throat, please? Too many cards. What do we have at the throat? Two of Wands. Perfect. Aries energy at the throat. Now, the Two of Wands is an energy of planning. It's an energy of progressing forward. It speaks about future plans. And see how you've got the globe, right, in your hand, and you've got this vantage point, this perspective, like you didn't have before. And I just mentioned that God is the greatest map keeper in the world because he has perspective. He has that aerial perspective over our life. And I feel that right now, this is something that the divine is helping you with. The divine is trying to help you see the bigger picture, a wider perspective. The divine is trying to position you so you can look at your life from another vantage point. And it's very clear that there's this energy that is working in your favor, in spirit. It's like this person here, it's like they represent the divine, a representative. They're watching you. Is Libra get it yet? They understand how this is going to go down yet? Come on, Libra, right? It's like they're rooting for you in spirit. For some of you, this could be passed on loved ones or some sort of spirit guides that you feel very connected to. But it's as if right now you are in opposition with your shadow side and your light side. Your shadow side doesn't want to take action. Your shadow side just wants to maybe stay where it's seemingly safe, stay in an energy where you know what to expect. I just got a ringing in my left ear as well, which is an energy of needing to release the fear that comes by staying within that safe zone. And Libra, I just heard, who are you when no one else is watching? And I'm hearing that the universe is demanding you to drop the mask. But it's not the kind of mask that we would typically hear about in readings. It's almost as if, well, it's not like you're living a lie. It's not that kind of mask. There's nothing deceptive here. It's more a mask of conformity, conforming to an idea of quite possibly what others expect of you. Or maybe it's what you expect of yourself that is based on an old, outdated belief system that does not serve you, that isn't even yours to begin with. We can all relate to this. We all have belief systems programmed into us without having any say in the matter. It's just a part of life. But there does come a point in your life where it's your responsibility to reassess some of that, to go over what no longer serves you and releasing it. What do we have at the third eye, please? The world, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius energy at the third eye. Now, the world card is a fixed energy, so this would really speak about this safe zone that you're being guided to break out of. There's a cycle that is closing out in your life. The divine is here, ready to escort you into this new chapter that I'm picking up on. But you're just kind of sitting there looking at your suitcase, metaphorically speaking. You're overwhelmed with the thoughts that this is something that you've always hoped for, something you've always wished for and asked for. And now that it's here, you don't feel like you thought you would. Libra, this is very normal. That's the resistance of this past cycle playing with your mind. Cycles of this magnitude are very difficult to break. Like I mentioned, regarding the amount of people that don't take this opportunity when it shows up, go as far as saying that most don't. Many are called, but very few actually answer the call. A lot of people just like to talk about what they would do. Page of Swords at the solar plexus. Again, all talk, no action, right? But God loves to test us. Okay, well, how about I go ahead and bring that into your life, Libra? I would love to see your reaction to this actually showing up. I would love to see you take action, step out on faith, and allow me to transport you to this new timeline. There's a tremendous amount of resistance, again, that I'm getting here, Libra. It's like the energy is just buzzing with possibility. I feel like you may be having this heightened sense of awareness. It's one of these moments where you almost feel like you're having an existential crisis. You can hear every breath you take because each one of those breaths is leading you closer and closer to this massive transformation that is waiting to unfold in your life. What is it that you're actually clinging to that no longer serves you? What are you too afraid to release? It's a season. It doesn't have to be a storm. All it is a clearing. I just heard there's a sacred wind calling you home, Libra. This is one of these times in your life where once you cross over into this new beginning, you'll look back on this moment and it will be terrifying to you that you almost didn't make the decision to push forward. I felt that before. It's hard to understand until you see it, until you're on the other side, Libra. It's like right now you're in the fishbowl. Once you cross over to the other side, you'll be out of the fishbowl looking in and you'll be like, oh my God, I almost didn't take this step. What do we have at the crown, please? Seven of Wands, Leo energy at the crown. A lot of you think that you're disadvantaged or you just feel too overwhelmed. You almost feel like you just want to kind of give up. You just want to stay put, something like this. But this is not your path, Libra. The path is through the fear. The path is within the actions that you must take to break free of the chains that are shackling you to this current cycle. You are not like the others. Don't allow whatever this energy is here to drag you down. For some of you, it's simply your mindset. And I just heard something about worrying about what others will think. That feels big in this energy. What do we have at the foundation of the reading, please? Five of Pentacles, Taurus energy at the foundation of the reading. And here it is again. It's just this energy of what's like spiritual poverty. It's an energy that feels, well, there's a lot of worry here. This energy of uncertainty is consuming you. You could be thinking about all the minute details of everything, which is creating this non-action. But this is common. This is what always happens. I just heard, Libra, that this is one of these situations. Well, like I mentioned, it's a big turn in your life, right? But this is one of these situations where we hear about elderly people regretting not embracing certain opportunities in their life. You don't have to be perfect, Libra. You just need to be real. The universe is really trying to help you rewrite your story here. We all always have the opportunity to rewrite our story in any given moment. And again, what patterns in your life are worth keeping and what ones are ready to be dissolved? I really want to keep reiterating that. It's going to speak to a lot of you out there. What do we have at the sacral, please? The Chariot, Andras, at the sacral, Cancer energy. So this Chariot here is an energy of giving up. It's like going down one path is you going towards your dreams. And then the other path is just giving up. Giving up should never be an option. Never. I mean, I understand everything is circumstantial, but Libra, for you here, I feel confident in saying that it's just not an option. Now, things can rearrange and change around, but just completely giving up on yourself is just the worst thing that you could do, because it's a kind of slow death, isn't it? Because you're slowly allowing your passion for what could be to fade away. We live in a world that tells us that passions have an expiry date, but they don't. That is all a big lie, something that's been programmed into the collective, so we just give up. What do we have at the solar plexus, please? Six of Cups, Scorpio energy, Fornius at the solar plexus. Now, the Six of Cups from this deck really speaks about living in the past or denying yourself of your passions. It's an energy that says that all of your expectations for yourself are unrealistic, whether this is something you say to yourself or it's external to you. It's right here. And this is reinforcing a lot of what we've been picking up here, okay? And see how this peanut head right here doesn't have a face. It's almost like it doesn't have an identity. It's just kind of a planter's peanut. Just another peanut in the crowd, right? Ooh, I just heard another NPC, right? Non-player character. It's another individual that draws from the rule book of life that does not support going after your hopes and dreams. I just heard the haves and the have-nots. This is all about fear and the need to barrel forward through it, whatever it is. I wish I knew 20 years ago what I know now about dealing with fear. Again, you're going to look back on this time and you're going to look at fear in a completely different way. It's a hard lesson that all of us have to learn. Fear is the thief of time. Fear is an illusion. Fear is a byproduct of the devil. It's an umbrella by which every tactic of the underworld resides beneath. What do we have at the heart, please? Salos. Two of Cups, red in its negative polarity. There's an energy here. For some of you, I'm picking up an envious, jealous energy. And I just heard their delusions of grandeur will be their downfall. Okay, so now I feel that we're getting into some sort of opposing energies in your life. This could go back to what I mentioned in regards to someone quite possibly ruling you out. And when they weren't looking, you started to make your way down another path. This could also speak about the energy that a lot of you are being called to break away from, because it's in direct opposition with this path. And that actually makes perfect sense, because this particular card has the Two of Cups in its negative polarity on one side and the Two of Cups in its positive polarity on the other side. And the cards from this deck don't typically have the same card on either side. It's a completely different card, but this is one of the ones that does. Now we're seeing the Two of Cups in its positive polarity, and it says fruition. right? Right here it says forgetting, right? It's like forgetting about your path. And this side, fruition. Now you're moving forward. It's like your plan is being realized now. And this is right underneath that tower as well, which again speaks about you breaking free of these false securities. There's a lot of twos on this table. 2 of Wands, 2 of Swords, 2 of Cups, 2 of Cups, which is really representing this duality that I'm picking up here. It's been present since the very beginning. It's like you're being pulled. Oh, I just heard between time and space. That can speak about this in between. What exists in between the old timeline and the new timeline? That's what you're being guided to cross over right now. It's a sort of metaphorical bridge. What do we have at the throat, please? 4 of Swords. Libra, that is your energy at the throat. The God of Trinity, mission, protects against slander and impious people. And look, there you are in contemplation. And see how you're on the red lion here, which represents courage and strength? This is the energy that I feel you're going to start finding yourself in. You're going to start putting this together, piecing it together, rather. Some of you just really need to take a time out, de-stress, go into solitude, and really think about everything here. There's nothing wrong with doing that. Take some time for yourself to organize your thoughts. And it says there, the God of Trinity, Father, Son, Holy Spirit. God wants to have a sit down with you, Libra. I feel it's really important for you to get into an energy of prayer, meditation, communicate with Source to help you make the decisions that you're being encouraged to make at this time in your life, to be able to step forward into this new beginning. And then right on the bottom of the deck, I have the Page of Cups. And look, it's like you're charging forward, right? You're like, okay, I got it now. I'm ready. Unbelievable. And then right on the bottom of the deck, Page of Swords. So this is that opposing energy. And it's like there you are on this poster and they can't say anything anymore. Their mouth is wrapped up. And it's like you're on the new timeline. They can't even access you anymore, right? And this just represents, well, when I see the fact that you're on the poster, it's almost like you're in the spotlight of your life, so to speak. You've really stepped into your own. What do we have at the third eye, please? Unbelievable. Just followed what I said. High Priestess, Pisces energy at the third eye. So the High Priestess is all about your intuition. It represents divine guidance, okay? So it's like you are now going inward for guidance, clarity, and support from the divine, like I mentioned, through prayer or meditation, just connecting. And now you have an understanding of how you are to move forward on your path right underneath this world, which is you closing out the cycle. You gather something from Spirit through communion. What do we have at the crown to close this out for Libra, please? Wow. Unbelievable. The entire reading, we've been talking about a blessing, right? Now here it is. Ace of Pentacles. This represents the blessing. Kehathel, the adored God. Divine blessings. Drives away evil spirits. Rules agricultural production. Okay? And there's Eye of God watching you, waiting for you to step into your power and make a choice that is going to alter the trajectory of your life. This right here is the manifestation we've been speaking of. This is going to provide you with something so you can make a real world impact in this world, inside of your purpose, walking with Spirit in mission. But you must overcome this energy. This is a perfect blueprint of self-empowerment, Libra. You can utilize this message here as a kind of tool to unlock this new beginning for yourself, Libra. So I certainly hope that this serves you well and you're able to use it for its intended purpose of aligning with your true north and mission. Libra, this is the message I have available to all of you, depending on where you are on this timeline, should you choose to accept. I'm going to go ahead and leave it here. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you would like a personal reading, you can find all of my contact details in the description below this video. And thank you for your donations, Libra. Take care.